The moment all spooder lovers have been waiting for is here, everyone. Weber's Rework is out now. And with it comes a fantastic animation as always, with quite the surprise cameo, I'd say. But the biggest draw of the day will be how the once Spider King is now undeniably the Spider God. From an entirely new set of silky crafts to advanced control over his spider brethren, Weber is ready to spin his web in his own way. So let's get to it. Right to it, in fact. And better start amassing all the silk in the world, folks, because you'll be using plenty of it now that Weber has his very own Spider Care crafting tab. Not counting his Spider Ace craft that has since moved, there are now 10 new ones to cover and explore. But perhaps it's actually best if we start with his new starting gear at the end of the day. For you see, while Weber will be able to easily create any additional webby whistles here with some silk and twigs, he actually spawns into the constant with one too. And this is great, as the webby whistle here is really going to help us get a jump on creating some spider armies as soon as possible. And that's due to the simple fact that the whistle can be used to call out spiders from their respective dens even when we are right smack dab in the middle of the day. Plus, it looks like the thing has some dang range to it too, so try to use it to get multiple dens up and running at once if you can. Now, it boasts 100 uses. However, each use is actually 2.5 in total, so be mindful there. But thank goodness that we now no longer have to use any indirect methods to get spiders out of their frickin' dens while we're playing a spider, if you know what I mean. But here's the thing. The whistle can also wake any sleeping spiders up, so it really gives us control over spiders straight from the start. And that's pretty cool, I'd say. Note, however, spiders will eventually return to their dens or to their naps, so whistles are not permanent. Well, unless you use it for their defensive mode, of course. It's its third and final use, and it sees us being able to stop spiders from attacking or even aggroing onto other mobs. And this state that they're left in doesn't seem to break unless we, the player, actually tell them to attack something ourselves, as this only works for loyal spiders at the end of the day, so be mindful of that. Oh, and speaking of loyal spiders here, they have a new look to them, and it's honestly horrifying. All friendly spiders, of any type actually, will strike up this weird smile, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm honestly terrified by the sight, so I'm moving on immediately. But you know who else is moving on? Any spiders that you no longer want nowadays. For you see, with use of another new craft called the Shoebox, a Weber player can now fully dismiss their spider army without having to wait out their loyalty timers or anything like that. And I can already see how useful this is going to be. Now, a shoebox costs boards, gold, and rope, and offers 10 uses total. But it actually does more than dismiss spiders, mind you. A shoebox will even stop and pacify an attacking spider and or spiders. Now, it can only be used by Weber though, so don't get any ideas. That said, here is a change not actually dedicated to Weber alone. Inventory spider handling. Here's the deal, folks. All spiders caught in traps now enter our inventories as an entire mob instead of instantly dying as they did before, so make note there. But Weber players, on the other hand, will now be able to do the same thing without any traps if spiders are sleeping. Now that doesn't seem like much, but it's actually going to make transporting spiders a little easier now and then, and I'll take that. The thing is though, it seems like we can't actually feed inventory spiders anything like we can with bees or rabbits to help prolong their lives, but perhaps this is just an oversight of some sorts. We'll find out soon, I suppose. But speaking of sleeping spiders, it is time for one of my favorite changes. Tier 3 napping. In short, Weber can now sleep inside spider dens that are at their max growth, of course. And to my surprise, things are actually really comparable to tents at the end of the day. I think the only differences are that instead of 1 hunger per second, a den will actually drain roughly 1.5. And while we'll gain 2 health per second in a tent, we'll gain 1.5 health per second in a den. Now that's honestly kind of amazing. especially when you consider how it's going to save you from not only crafting tents over and over and over again, it can also save you from darkness if needed. So silky snoozes, here I come. Oh, but speaking of spider dens themselves, they have actually got two other things to offer us nowadays. For one thing, they have a new map icon. I'm not sure if this is just for Weber or not, but do with this information as you please. But for another thing, they now give Weber players the opportunity to shave them with a razor in hand, to actually downgrade them, and one shave equals one de-leveling, so to speak. That said, it also equals one silk for us, and I can really see this being super useful and essentially duplicating spiders with the whistle combo, if you know what I mean, but also for simply controlling spider populations. Or maybe even perhaps preventing spider queens from ever spawning anyways. If you're into that, of course. But I gotta be honest, I'm not too sure you should be into that. Especially after today, as we have got ourselves a brand spanking new spider queen spawn, everybody. Called the nurse spider, the queen looks to start to spawn them once she drops close to death. And these things look so out of place, but I can't really not like them, if you know what I mean. They are still very cool looking, and it is an entirely new mob. So of course I'm intrigued. But nurse spiders themselves look to heal nearby spiders for 150 health every single time they do this little animation thing. Which is not great for us when we're fighting them, but it's going to be absolutely amazing for when they're on our side. And the range of this healing mechanic is definitely up there. So be prepared for some sustained queen fights nowadays. Cool stuff. But why should we let nurses have all the fun, folks? Weber themselves can also heal some spider brethren with his new healing glop craft here. At the cost of 2 honey, 2 ash, and 2 silk, we can become our very own nurse spiders. Same particle effect, similar range, and all. Now, it appears that these glops heal spiders for 80 health each time, and heal us for 8, even if there are no other spiders nearby. So, keep your armies healthy nowadays, everyone. And just keep them safe with your new ability to actually dress them up with all sorts of hats, including headgear armors. Now, I'm pretty sure this image speaks for itself. But note that picking up spiders will preserve 100% of the hat, so that's good. So moving on to one of Weber's last crafts here, the Den Decorating Set. Costing more silk, some papyrus, and a couple of boards, a den decorating kit will offer us 5 uses in total, and when used on a den itself, well, decorate it. Not only that though, the sticky webbing of a den will actually retreat rather significantly, as you can see, which is going to help any unwanted triggering at the end of the day. Now, the spiders of the den will be neutral to every single character nearby, as long as nothing happens to any of the nearby spiders. If something does, the den breaks off its decorations, and the truce is off, so to speak. One can just redecorate it, of course, and run away in return, but to any non-Webers nearby, that's not gonna be the same case. In short, the peace between spiders and non-spiders is still a bit fragile here and there. Note though, even spiders not from the decorated den will be pacified by said decorated den, as it does have an effective range to it. Enjoy. But yes, our last craft of the day is actually a set, everyone. Switcherdoodles. There are 6 in total, all with their very own crafts, but unlocking those crafts won't be as easy as just throwing down an appropriate crafting station, mind you. No. When it says you have to befriend a such and such type of spider to unlock the recipe, that is exactly what you have to do. So it's very straightforward. So then, befriend a warrior spider, and the warrior switcherdoodle will be yours to use on any normal spider you see to instantly transform them to your liking. And do the same thing with the dangling depth dwellers of the ruins, the cave spiders of the, caves, the spitters of the caves, the shattered spiders of the lunar islands, or even the nurses of a queen. And suddenly, our spider armies are actually going to be looking a heck of a lot more diversified at the end of the day. And oh boy, with them nursing spiders and the ability to bring some cave spiders up to the surface now, things are gonna get crazy. Now, I don't think I can actually sit here and claim that spider armies are now going to be a late game viable option, but heck, they are sure more fun after the day. So enjoy them. Oh, but before we go, here is one last perk that may not have been working properly at the time of this recording, mind you. Weber's Silky Speed Boost. Now, it's said that he's supposed to gain a speed boost while on sticky webbing. However, in testing, I found absolutely nothing to have changed. Like, nothing at all, actually. So I'm sure this is going to be fixed soon enough. But there you have it, everyone. The long-awaited character refresh for the fan-favorite Spooter Boy. Folks, it's still Weber, but better. And I'm pretty darn sure that was the whole dang idea. But I like it. I like it a lot. Plus, this new main menu ain't half bad either. And hint hint, check out that shadow. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Let the silk flow. And I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.